based on Carey Price's ability to sue or not sue Gordon Miller for jinxing the
To sue
shutout last
or
night.
not to sue?
Yeah, that's the question. Eric Macramallo with us,
Yeah.
Team 1260 Sports legal analyst. Eric, is there something to be done here?
There is always something to be done because, as I say, it may not be actionable, but it sure as hell is billable. So I say, give me the case, let me handle it, and we're not going to win, but you're going to pay your bill. You know, as you guys know, or may not know, I'm a Habs fan, and so I had to play squash last night because that's what lawyers do. It's part of being called to the bar.
Wow, weird.
And I do so in my suit. And so I get home at 8, and I missed the only Habs game where we actually play decently and are winning. I get home at 6-0.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Well, and you maybe you're onto something there. Maybe you should stay playing squash in your $4 Teflon suit.
If you watch another Habs game, the Montreal Canadiens fans all around the world are going to sue you for being bad luck.
And I will represent them against me because, again, those are tremendous billables.
You
That's
know
all that matters, right, guys?
But really, Macramella, is it Gordon Miller's bad luck? Is it the hockey gods? Do you even believe in that whole shutout comment?
How can you not believe in
I
it?
think
Look what
it's
happened.
absolute garbage.
Oh, come on.
Look, I remember Dave Van Horn. He told a story while he was calling the Expos game when he used to work minor league baseball. You know, the old not saying a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter while he's throwing a no-hitter. Well, if it's on the radio, I think it's pretty much your job to let the listeners know that. And he said he got this nasty letter from a guy who's 75 years old, blasting him, saying, I've never had a chance to listen to it here in my entire life, and you deprived me of that. So thanks a lot. So since then, Dave Van Horn has always said that, through 5, he would always start at 5, through 5, no hits.
Look, Eric, I want to clear something up. Do you actually really wear a suit while you play squash? Because I wasn't sure if you were joking earlier, if that was legit.
I always wear a suit, and I have my briefcase with me as well.
In one hand.
Yes, and the racket in the other, and the headband, of course.
Now, do you wear the goggles in court?
I wear the goggles with the afro.
Don't you think people? Don't you think people would ease up on you if they're like, "Look at this guy's lawyer. He's wearing goggles. We're gonna have to take it easy on him." At least that's what I would think. I would take it easy on a goggle wearer in court. I'd take it easy on a goggle wearer anywhere.
I'd take it easy on a guy wearing a Jerry curl.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, the guy's a Jerry curl. That stuff opens doors. Let me tell you.
Eric, are you or are you not behind the website didgomezscore.com?
I'm not, but I did tweet it, and I have to say I loved it. So just to recap, right now I have as many goals as Scott Gomez. We're tied at 0.
Yeah.
And I love that site. And he didn't score last night, so now I think it's been over a year. The site
Closing
is
in. It's closing in on one, yeah.
So how does that work for Habs fans? It's been over a year or close to a year for Gomez. They get 7 goals last night. He doesn't score. At some point, if you're the coach, Randy Cunningworth, are you not putting him out there in every situation to get him a goal, or are you actually laughing about it yourself as the coach?
I don't think you even let him off the ice. I think he stays on the ice at la Kovalev with the Rangers. You just can't get off. You stay on until you score, and you're on alone. You'll have no teammates skating with you. You're going to stay on the ice until you score. This season you are making, $7 million. Your cap is 7.357. You're killing us. Now, look, Gomez has some utility. He is what I refer to as a neutral zone specialist. He's really good at skating from one blue line to the other. It's just once he crosses into the opposing zone, he kind of loses it. He's kind of got the worst shot in hockey, maybe? Agreed?
Oh, agreed, 100%. 100%.
That shot belongs, and with no disrespect, in women's hockey, and they have better shots there than he does. And now you're going to get a bunch of letters, so please send them to
GreasyLawyer.com.
Yeah. How about this? Why doesn't, on the next broadcast, why doesn't Gordon Miller just say, well, Gomez is probably going to get shut out this season? That might work out.
That's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
So the Habs, it might look next year. Gomez's cap hit is 5, or his salary is 5.5, and then after that it's 4.5. The cap hit will always stay the same, 7.357. So for a cap-hungry team, for one that needs to get to the salary floor, they will look at Gomez and see a net gain on his salary of 1.5 million or so average over the next 2 years. So I think on that basis it is possible to move Gomez, and if not, you bury him in the minors. Look, he's not a bad hockey player.
Well, he's not a good one, though.
Too much cap space at 7.357.
Yeah. Look, we've been talking about PK Subban a little bit on the show today. He was benched during that massive victory last night for the entire second period. Are things in Montreal as bad around PK Subban as it appears to be from the outsiders looking in?
The fans love him. The fans love Subban because they recognize that he is a tremendous talent. I think that the Habs still need to break him. They haven't completely broken him. There have been a lot of turnovers this season, some sort of sloppy mental play, a little bit reckless. The Habs players, Josh Georges, Eric Cole, have come out and said in different ways that he needs to stop being selfish. And when Eric Cole was asked yesterday, what does Subban need to do? Can you help him along? He goes, no, the only guy that can help him along is Subban, and that is to suggest that he is playing selfishly. So he still needs to make some adjustments. We can't forget, though, the Habs defense is small. It is undersized, not terribly mobile. He's not playing with some of the best defensemen in in the world. So he does need some help, and he does need some guidance. He's still really young. I think if you're looking, to build a team around a couple of defensemen, he's one of the guys that you pick. He's young, he's fast, he's a tremendous skater, he's strong. He's got to work on his shot. It takes about 12 minutes to get his shot off with that, that windup that goes over his head, touches his nose, and then hits the puck. I think apart from that, though, he's got such great talent. So the fans, I think, are far more patient than management and the team and his teammates, because the teammates have to live with him on a daily basis and with his shtick.
Let's go to Tim Thomas making a political statement while saying he wasn't making a political statement this week. Where do you come out on that?
Yes, I think I love that. He said, I don't like how this country's being run by the government, so I am not going to attend the White House event. But this is not a political statement. Well, of course there's a political statement. But that aside, that vapid, bizarre statement aside, the question is it appropriate for Tim Thomas to use this event to make his thoughts known? And in my opinion, it is completely not appropriate. You do not use an employer-driven event, especially one that is to celebrate a team accomplishment and a rare team accomplishment of that, to make your personal feelings known. You don't go, for example, if you're a sportscaster on, TSN or Sportsnet, you don't go on and make your views known. Remember that when that Sportsnet reporter made his views known about gay marriage on Twitter, he was immediately fired. Now, those were his personal views, but he was using a platform, his employer's platform, to make his views known. So when there's that connective tissue between an event and your employer, I don't think you can use that event to make your views known. And on top of that, the press release itself was kind of vacant. There was nothing there. He hasn't made his views known on foreign policy or jobs or the election. So he just said, this is all I have to say about it, and I'm not going to say anything else. Well, then this is an opportunity missed. Make your views known. Let us know that you can provide some insight, some intelligent comment. So across the board, in my opinion, he missed the mark.
Eric, speaking of missing the mark, you always come through for us, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Pleasure. Next week, I want to hear about the wuss and the werewolf costume you mentioned last week after I hung up. We can talk about it next week.
Okay, well, I'll make sure to schedule that in for next week. Thanks, dude.
All right, guys. Take care.
That is Eric Macamella. Of course, the wuss is my buddy Riley. That's his nickname. And the werewolf costume is the werewolf costume that he